England's women have, of course, retained the Euros following a penalty shootout win against Spain. It was live on talkSPORT last night. Let's discuss this in more detail now. We're joined by someone who knows exactly what it takes to win the Euros with England. Wow. 2022 European champion Bethany England joins us now. Hello, Bethany. How are you?
Hello, Bethany.
Hi guys, I'm good. How are you?
We're good, very well. Thanks so much for coming on. Listen, we crossed over to Alex Dibble a bit earlier on, who's outside Downing Street waiting for the girls to arrive. Can you remember this time in 2022? Can you remember what state you were in? It's probably the question I want to ask. Can you remember what you were doing?
I think I can just about recall the state. I think I'd partied a little bit too hard. But yeah, obviously the reception at Trafalgar Square afterwards was phenomenal. And I can only imagine it's going to get even bigger this year with how much the women's game's grown as well.
Did you sleep much after that final, that win?
Well, I don't think I may have had about an hour, if that. I was too busy looking after Jess Carter to be able to sleep, to be honest.
Yes, there were some sort of heads the following morning, weren't there?
Yes, there was a lot of sunglasses the next morning.
And rightly so, right? And rightly so, because it's a wonderful achievement. And let's start with someone that's, of course, the main focal point behind that reason, Serena Vman. You know what it's like to play under her. She's now won the last 3 Euros. How much credit does she deserve for what she's done with that squad?
Yeah, I mean, look, you don't get many managers being able to win it 3 times on the bounce, especially back-to-back and with 2 different nations. So I think she deserves all the plaudits. I think there's a lot of effort goes on behind the scenes in terms of behind staff and technical staff. But yeah, what she's done is an amazing achievement, and how she's managed to rally the girls together. And as I say, get a back-to-back win is something that's not very common. So I'm super, super proud of what she's achieved, and I'm so happy for all the girls.
Bethany, I don't know if there's a right answer to this, and you're probably the wrong person to ask because you won it last time but didn't win it last night. What do you think's a bigger achievement? Winning it when you won it, when there was no expectation, or retaining it?
I think it's always hard to win it the first time, but retaining it for me is always more difficult because you've got more of a target on your back. I think there was a lot of expectation going into this tournament for the girls, and I know, albeit there's been a lot of negativity around their opening game, but I mean, they've silenced their critics in a way, because at the end of the day they've come back with the trophy. So they've done their job. They did what they set out to do, whether it was pretty or if it wasn't. And yeah, again, I just can't believe how proud I am of all the girls for what they've achieved.
Bethany, does it show the heart and desire that the girls have got? Because first half, I was watching the game with my daughter, and I was thinking to myself, oh, this is tough to watch. You know, they were chasing shadows. Spain were playing their tiki-taka football. But second half, England showed that fight, didn't they? All right, then, we're going to step up now and show you what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, look, Spain are a phenomenal team, and I think it's a team that you never kind of count out, and I think they started strong, and I did think we were a little bit off the pace. I think you could see that Lauren James looked like she was struggling a little bit lesser, but I think, again, Khloe Kelly, the impact she brought coming in, it changed the perception of the game for England, because going in before half-time, you had much more attack. Like, Khloe was really getting at on a Bate down that right flank. So they're our left, sorry.
Yep.
And I think that really gave a lift to the team. I think Lauren did all she could do, and she served her purpose well. But I think that changed the trajectory going into the second half, and we managed to get on top a bit. I think the extra time was, again, a tough spell for us. But again, the resilience and the character that the girls showed by digging in deep, defending for their lives. Like, I think of Jess Carter's celebration after she made a block in like the 118th minute. Even if it was a corner, it went out for a goal kick, sorry. And I think that's the passion and desire you want to see in the girls, and they fought till the very end, and it was so well deserved.
There's been a lot of heroes, haven't there, all tournament. I mean, Khloe Kelly, when she's come on, she's been outstanding. Michelle Agbonlahor. But for me, I was so happy for Alicia Russos to get her goal, because I'll play that position as a lone striker, and it can be lonely. You're chasing 2 centre-halves, you're chasing long balls, you got to flick it on and then go and get it again. And she does that so
beam into the air. So I knew she would have really wanted that, not just for herself but for a team. To get on level par in a final with Spain is a tough ask. So yeah, I couldn't be more proud and happy for her.
Bethany, let me ask you mentioned Lauren James there. I know that Serena Vman came under a little bit of pressure, maybe a bit of stick for some of her decisions. That was one of them, being picked, or picking Lauren James for the final. What did you make of that decision? Was it right or wrong? And also, how do you think we should honour Serena Vman now after winning back-to-back Euros for England?
I mean, for me, in terms of team selection, as we keep saying, in Serena we trust. Like, she seems to always pull out pull it out the bag. And I think for me, if Lauren James is fit, you're going to play her. And obviously she felt in a position where she was able to contribute to the team. And I think there was parts of the game that she did really well in that final, but then there's other parts that kind of hindered us a little bit, which is where Khloe was able to come in and really impact. So for me, if Lauren's fit, I'd want her on the pitch all day, because she is, for me, one of the most generational talents of our year. So for me, she's an exceptional player, and I'd want her on the pitch, and I think I'd trust Serena's judgment in that. And it did the job in the end. Like I say, they won and they brought it home again, or it never left, should I say. But for me, Serena, yeah, I heard earlier you talking about whether she should have a statue or not. And again, if you can tell me many managers that have won a championship like that back to back and 3 times in a career, I think is a monumental achievement. So if she was to get a statue, I would be very pleased for her if she was to get that.
Do you know what I love as well? And I was saying to Andy before the show is that what the women's game is achieving now, the next generation are seeing it. I mean, my daughter plays, I've said it on here many times, she's 14 at the moment, plays in a girls team, and their training session last Tuesday was 30 minutes. They finished just in time for the game, and they're having pizza watching the game. There's a lot of very talented girls coming up. Andy's daughter plays as well. It just shows, doesn't it, the more the senior women's team does well, the better for the next generation.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, looking back after the last Euros, and I have to give the plaudits to Lotte Wubben-Moy for the initiative on making sure that with the Parliament that they're making laws that everyone should have access to sport with at least 4 hours between PE in schools. And I think that's just had such a big knock-on effect. And now, when I was younger, there wasn't any girls' grassroots team. Now there's literally one every corner you turn on. And for me, I think not only is it amazing that you've got so many grassroots teams coming through, because this is the next generation, but there's more access, there's more scouts, there's more coaches, which opens the door for much more people to be able to be spotted and seen, because sometimes people and families don't always have the money to be able to drive to academies like hours on end every week. It's hard for families. So the more talent there is and the more scope there is to access that talent, there's a better opportunity for so many players that have probably gone under the radar. And I think as a young girl, you're seeing these women produce 2 back-to-back European championships, and I think it is just such a privilege and an honour to be in those positions. And as they say, pressure is privilege in our job, and I think being the role models for these little girls is something that we want to continue to do. And that's not just little girls, by the way, because there's so many young boys that have enjoyed watching this game, even wanting to get into the game, being referees or coaches or lines, anything it is. It's not just about the little girls, but the impact it's had on our nation is just phenomenal, and I can only see it growing even further from
Well said.
Great answer. Beth England, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the day. Oh, hold on. Gabby's got a question for you.
I can just ask, why is there no bank holiday? I was looking forward to a day off today.
We should. I definitely think we should. But I'm all about having another day off. So if they can get that happen, you'll get my vote on that.
Can I just say that Gabby wants a bank holiday, but not because he wants a day off. He just wants double pay. It's still real work.
Oh, don't we all? Don't we all?
Yeah, we do.
The dream.
Beth, you're a superstar. Thanks so much for coming on. A real pleasure as always.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Well, I asked her the question, what's a bigger achievement? What do you think? She said winning back-to-back is bigger than winning it first time. What do you think?
Oh, it's a tough, isn't it? Because some of the players that won it in 2022 and not in the squad for this year's one will say maybe that.
Yeah, the first time.
The first time, yeah. But to win it out of the country as well.
Yeah, it's big.
Big.